Do you feel like you don't know anything about what's in front of you and there's no way you can fill a nature journal page with observations or even a single question? Don't worry, you're not alone. And I've got 10 tips today to help you push through these hurdles. G'day everyone, Kim here. Welcome to my channel. In this series of beginner nature journaling videos, I chat about common issues beginners face, and today I'm looking at facing that feeling of the unknown. So let's look at 4 situations when you don't know 1. What to do, 2. Your subject, 3. How to think of questions, and 4. What's wrong. So launching into the first one, when you don't know what to do. This might be when you don't have any ideas on what to draw, or you're stuck in the middle of a page and not sure what to do next. If you don't have any ideas on what to nature journal, choosing from a prompt list can help. And I've linked to 31 ideas you can try in the description. In my last video, I talked about how to get started and push past the blank page paralysis, as well as other ideas for choosing what to focus on. But let's chat about how to keep going. Let's say you're halfway through a page and you've done a drawing and some writing, but you're not sure what else you can add to finish it. Now, firstly, it doesn't need to be finished, but if you do want to try something different to keep exploring, what can you do? This is the moment to take a step back and try a new perspective or exercise. For example, the zoom in, zoom out exercise is fantastic for forcing you to look at the same subject again with new ideas. If you have a magnifying glass or microscope, what do you see now? Or zoom out and consider the surroundings. What else is nearby that might affect what you've been looking at? I'll link in the description below some extra resources to do the zoom in, zoom out exercise. Other exercises to refresh what you're seeing include finding a different specimen of the same species and then compare and contrast to the one you did before, the original one. Or exploring a different sense. Touch, sound, and taste usually get forgotten. Can you do a dissection, maybe even from different points? Or try making a question trail by picking one question you've already asked and following that line of thinking. Is it possible maybe to come up with a hypothesis or discover the answer by further observation? And what other related questions come up? You can also do some research and add more information later. Which brings me to the next part. There probably won't be many times when we're nature journaling and we know everything about what we're focusing on. Even experts still find more to discover, and they've been immersed in their subject for years. So, what to do when you don't know what is in front of you? I'd say this is actually a good place to be when nature journaling. It's so easy to fall into the trap of, I know this, when you might only have a few bits of information really, and then not bother continuing to use your curiosity and keep exploring. However, it can feel very uncomfortable not knowing something. So firstly, accept that it's okay to not know something. In school, we're sometimes taught that it's bad to not have an answer, let alone an incorrect one. However, this shouldn't be the case. It's normal to actually not know everything, and the reason for doing nature journaling is hopefully to learn more about our world. This is a good practice for sitting with that discomfort of not knowing and learning to accept it. Keep in mind it's better to have a guess and be wrong than never wonder in fear of being wrong. Now, of course, that's not to say that we should remain in the dark. Go and find the answer or do some research. If you find you are wrong, then don't take it as a slight on you personally. Instead, think of it as something new that you've learned. It's also fine to just leave something unknown. You don't have to go and get the answer. What counts is that you considered and gave thought to it in the first place. So to help discover information about your subject, you can start by noting down observations. Give as best a description as you can. This is, after all, how answers are found in the first place. That information that you have can then give enough clues to help you find the answer in a book or online using Google. or for others to help you. For instance, friends, local guides, or experts can have the answers that you're looking for. Also, a handy tool to help identify nature is the iNaturalist app. And this not only gives you information about what you saw, but can then be used by scientists around the world in their research. You'll find links to it in the description. If you're anything like me, then it can be hard to think of questions, or at least interesting questions. So what do you do when you've asked, "What is this?" and "What's happening?" and now you don't know what else to ask? Well, you can try continuing to stare at your subject, and that might help. But usually I find that's when I start thinking to myself that I'm done, or this is silly, or notice that I'm hungry or itchy, etc. This is the moment your brain wants to give up, but when you're actually really close to making new discoveries and finding those interesting questions. Going back to what I said earlier about trying a new perspective or an exercise can be a good way of coming up with new questions. Kids are excellent questioners. Listen to what they're asking and take it seriously. Sometimes the silliest of questions might actually lead quite close to the truth, or at least down some interesting rabbit holes of discovery. So, dare to ask silly questions. Marley Pfeiffer in his recent video talked about questions and broke them down, and I highly recommend his video to see all the different types of questions you can ask. Keep practicing asking questions, and as with any skill, it will get easier over time. And finally, you might at one point look at your page and notice that something's not right, but you don't know what or how to fix it. Or you might want to try someone else's technique or layout, for example, but not sure how to go about it. So asking someone, "How did you do that?" shows firstly that you appreciate what they've done, and most people, after you ask them, are more than happy to offer advice if you're willing to listen. It's a great way to share ideas and pages of your nature journal. So don't be scared to ask or look online, and it's okay to steal ideas from other people to try out in your nature journal. Asking for feedback can be even more forbidding because you're offering a part of yourself, something personal that you might have spent a considerable amount of time or effort on. No one likes to be told their work is no good, but if that does happen to you, just remember that you are more than the page or your drawing or your journaling skills. Now, it helps to be specific when you're asking for feedback. You want to improve, and so the most useful feedback will apply directly to that. If you think something's wrong, like the proportion or the anatomy is off, ask someone, "Where do you think that my anatomy is wrong, and how would you fix it?" And they might say, for example, "Oh, the head's too large, I would make that a bit smaller." If you just ask if something's good, then you're more likely to get a vague, non-helpful response back. And final tip is watching other people. See how they work or look at their pages, and this will help you see your own mistakes or come up with ideas to try for next time. So I think the tips in this video ask you to be brave in a lot of ways, but that's what you have to do when you're facing the unknown. Just remember, it might not actually be as bad as you thought it would be, and with the right support, soon enough you'll be finishing sketchbooks and seeing leaps in growth. Do you have a question you like to ask when nature journaling? Or have you got any tips for what to do when you don't know something? Then please share in the comments below. Thank you everyone for watching, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next video.